You took a lot of licks again.
Yeah.
So much asked of you in this game in the last few weeks, but especially today. Just talk about the fact that you had to do so much and were asked to do so much.
Well, I mean, I didn't really take that many hits. You know, I mean, offensive line did a phenomenal job, man. I mean, look at that D-line. That 350 plus in the front seven is unbelievable. I think the offensive line did a heck of a job. You know, I found some running rooms in the lead way, and you know, I think they did what they needed to do.
That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah,
you've had to carry the ball so much the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, running backs ran the ball well. You know, they did what they needed to do. I mean, they pop. But you know, my running game comes when I'm in a passing down. And they're coming down, and they just leave a big gap open. That's where my running comes from. My running doesn't come from a quarterback draw. It comes from read, going through my reads. It's not there, and just taking off and try to avoid a sack.
After the struggles you guys had on offense last week to come out and produce what you did today, how frustrating is it that you still end up with a loss?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. You know, I mean, we're that close, man. Like we said, we're that close, but. We're striving in a positive way, and the offense is going to be fine. And you know, defense did a heck of a job today. And you know, it's just certain things a little details that we missed out on in this game. You know, that cost us the game. But we're going to come back and we're going to bounce back strong. But you know, I think we can get better each weekend now.
Did you feel any different staying in the whole game? Did you feel any difference to you being in the entire game?
Oh, it felt good. You know, I was getting the rhythm, and I was going with the flow, and the guys was behind me. You know, everybody comes to me to look for me to lead the guys, and you know, it felt good. You know, so I mean, I felt good out there the whole time, and you know, I just did what I needed to do to try to help us win the football game, but it came up short.
Did you know at the game that you were going to be staying in for the third series, or was that made as the game went on?
It was made as the game was going on. Yeah.
You guys seem to establish an offensive rhythm fairly quickly in this game. What did you see from their defense that you guys thought you could exploit?
Oh, I mean, we see some things. You know, they like to run a lot of quarters and Tampa 2 and stuff. And we felt like, you know, if we run like a shake route, they'll leave their one-on-one. But I guess that they didn't really respect the receivers on the outside, and they come down making plays. But you know, I mean, we just seen some gaps. You know, I mean, some throws that could be squeezed in there, and I did what I needed to do. And you know, that's a heck of a defense, man. All hat goes out to Notre Dame. It's a phenomenal football team, and excited to see what they continue to do.
You talked about at Clemson when you came out on the field, you looked around and, you know, just kind of said, wow. What was your feeling like today when you came out on the field for the first time here?
It's unbelievable, man. This is what a childhood dreamed of, you know. On NBC, 3:30 is one of the best teams in the country. Just not being number 6, but overall, they're always going to be probably the best team because it's Notre Dame, man. You know, I got the chills. You know, I was excited for this game, and I was excited to get back and play against Everett. You know, that's one of my good boys, and we still continue to test today. And it was excited to be back and come to compete against Notre Dame. And man, it's a great crowd. You know, the crowd is unbelievable. They're really nice. You know, they're a loving family like that is back at home, man. We felt like we was back at home.
Did you get a chance to talk to Everett afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he asked questions, man. He's like, I didn't think he was going to come out and, you know, and play like that today, you know, because, you know, his defense usually is containing the quarterbacks or doing what they need to do. But I talked to him. He just, you know, he was excited. They got the win, of course, and we just started chopping it up and asking how things was going and telling us just to finish the season out strong and go win some games. And, you know, I was just telling him to do the same thing, keep leading the guys.
How long have you known